Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video. Today we have the SPD Red Ranger from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection range, which looks really nice. We've got the figure here, we've got Jack, and we've got his face, which looks a lot like him. I've got to admit, I was very skeptical, but we'll see it up close in a bit. We've got his weapons, then we've got, is it the D Magnums? Then we've got the effect, we've got the hand, we've got the morpher, we've got a lovely picture of Jack there. That's what he looks like that way. And then we've got the other part there, the top and the bottom. But let's open up this bad boy and have a look inside. And if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as the cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. And with that, we're going to jump straight into it. And here is SPD Red. So this is what you get. You get his head. You also get two hands, the special effect, the two blasters, the Magnum blasters, I think, and then the SPD license, and of course, the actual figure. And here is SPD Red, or Jack, and I've got to admit, I am not a fan of this figure for some strange reason. I think it's just because the paint's all over the place, as we can see here. Like, it's just like had spec paint just thrown at him when he's come out of the mold. I think that when I looked at the top here, you know, it's really badly painted. Just cracked, so it feels like when they put this together, it just doesn't fit right. Like, it's a bit off, and I really don't like it. Even like the paint around on his visor here is a little bit off, like it's missing. So again, I don't know why Hasbro aren't actually properly quality testing this by looking it over. I know that they'll have 1,000 figures going out, but at least you could have someone walking up and down the lines, inspecting it, going, yep, this one can be done. I just don't know. It feels also very flat with the colors as well. Like most of the other ones that we've looked at actually have color popping or something that makes it look good. So I just don't know why this one doesn't sit right with me, but let's have a look. So his helmet looks really fierce, like one of the Psycho Rangers. Like, he looks angry in his visor. It just looks really kind of weird. We've got his mouthpiece, which I generally kind of like. We can see the siren on the helmet there and there. We've got the emblem perfect on the top, which is fine. I like that. And then we've got the emblem just there where we can see it. It's actually quite nice. You can see it just there. Now the SPD sign here looks like paint's coming off it a little bit. I don't like that, but it looks flat. Like, I wish they kind of made it raise a little bit. I think that would be kind of cool. And then we can see the number 1. We can see the black around there, and then obviously the red around there. So when coming to the figure here, we can see that the belt buckle looks really cool. It looks very kind of well done for what I can like expect from it. And then we've got the 2 holsters here. And then we've got kind of a bit more bad paintwork a bit on his cuffs, which I'm not a huge fan of. I just think this figure could have been slightly better. Now, I will say that this figure is slightly defective, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. Now we're looking at the kind of bottom part here of his boots. They look fine. You've got crinkles there. You've got a bit of paint there. I do kind of like this. This does look nice. But again, it doesn't really stand out for me. Looking at the back, it looks fine. The paint's not the best again. And then we've got the same sort of joints as the fig arts. We've got some more crinkles around here. The boots look fine with the leather creases, but again, nothing really kind of stand out. The back of the figure here is okay. The paint isn't, again, the best, but I think this whole figure for me is kind of off. We can see that you've got the butterfly joints here, and then you've got more creases on the arms. Now, the figure feels a little bit loose more than the others, and I don't know why on that part. If that is the case, that it's a bad figure, I will be very disappointed, but so far my hopes aren't the best. Kind of at the top, you can see more of the kind of paint around here. The helmet looks like it's not been painted properly. Again, we've got the same sort of maybe problem that we did with the Zeo Blue, where the visor doesn't meet up properly. It looks like it's just underneath, where this line, that line looks a lot thicker than that line for some strange reason. But yeah, it's I don't know. So let's have a look at the articulation test. Now, one of the default things I did mention is that is like, it feels nice in a way, like it's a little bit different, but I really hate the kind of loose foot where, like, say compared to that one, it's not the best. It just feels like something broke in this particular one. Legs bend normally. but it just feels like it's broken. Like you can't really bend it round like this one, which is a bit of a pain. Moves like that, and then like so. The arm, like the butterfly thing there is fine, but it's very stiff. Like I have to really put some force into it. The arm goes really badly like that. Again, the arm like so, and like that. It's not the best. Arms kind of really take a while to bend. Let's try it like that. Like you physically have to put a lot of force into it, which I think you shouldn't have to. Why can't they fix these joints? Head spins all around. Let's turn it up. Moves up and down like so, and then the chest again clicks like the others haven't. So it's a bit kind of weird, but yeah, that's particularly red right there. Let's change the head. Hopefully this is exactly the same as all the others. Like it, oh yeah, it just generally pops off quite easily. So here is Jack's head. There's Jack's head on there. This one, I've got to admit, out of all the figures, is the hardest one to put the head on so far. We still have Blaze to go. But I do feel like there should be an easier way to put the heads on. Now, this definitely looks like Brendan, I think his name is, but definitely it looks like Jack. It's actually, I think, maybe another one of the nicer head sculpts that we've seen. It actually generally looks like him, which I like. I like the dreads. You know, there is like a lot of texture on his hair compared to most, but it does feel like you could pose him without his helmet or having his helmet kind of next to it. I have noticed on the inside, there's just a lot of like bad paint work for this particular figure. I don't know if this is your case, like even underneath looks kind of bad, but generally I think this figure could have been painted a bit more, like a lot better. But for the head sculpt, looks absolutely fine. You can turn it, but it feels like it's a lot of kind of strain to do so. So here we have is the kind of blast effect that you get that you can put on the D Magnums, which is like that if you want to, which looks kind of cool, but I'm not particularly that bothered. This is what I kind of look for. The guns are painted really well. It actually looks decent. I love the reds and the whites, and you can apparently, I think, attach them somehow. Yeah. So you can attach them. How silly of me. I thought it combined in a different way, but you can have it like that. So there's a slight hole at the back for it just to go straight in, which is fine. It works quite well. Just be careful, just like I just did, because you don't want it to bend and be out there. But I really do like it. I think it adds a lot more appeal to it, and actually adds like more, I don't know, it just looks really good. So this is the other part. This is the other part here. So you can see the wheels, you can see the time and attention that they've put into this. So it actually looks really, really cool. And this is the other thing. Here's S.P.D. Morpher, which apparently they fixed like that. But you can see that there is little writing as well, so they have gone to town on it. On the back is nothing, it's just white, and then you see where it's meant to have lights. So as I was setting up for the last shot, this here is the kind of like, it moves up and down, which I think is a very nice thing. So this would attach like so to give it some support, just like that. So that's really cool. This adds a lot more to the weapon and looks like a proper blaster. Oh, that's awesome. Just look at that. That's really cool. And like even more of the attention to the detail. Now I'm looking at it. Here at the very end is like little lines, like barrels. This is awesome. I really like that. And there we go. There is SPD Red. I am not the biggest fan of this figure. I think that from this one, with the paint being a bit sloppy, the loose foot, just generally not being a nice figure, I think that it kind of irritates me. It's not going to put me off collecting the entire brand, because obviously I want to collect all of SPD now. I want to collect all the others, but I would not be sought after this after seeing this review. One thing I did find annoying is, now I thought that he would have a hand that would properly hold the SPD license, which I kind of assumed was this hand here. Now, when actually trying to combine it to actually make him hold it, it didn't work. It just kept falling out. It wouldn't hold it properly. So I was very kind of disappointed in that one. With the weapons, they're absolutely fine. I really like the look of them. That's fine. And the head of Jack is perfect. I think it's a really nice head sculpt and they've done a lot of work to it. As a figure, I am very kind of like disheartened. I think this is one that I personally wouldn't recommend if you're not a fan of SPD and you aren't collecting all of this. If you're collecting every single one, wholeheartedly get it. If you're collecting just for SPD, get it, definitely. But I think that they could have done a lot more work with this one before releasing it. And again, Hasbro really need to look over the quality of these figures before sending them out. If there's a default one, send it back to be repainted, to be cleaned up. That sort of thing. It just feels a bit on this particular one. But yeah, I am going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on SPD Red? Have you got this yourself? Did you have the same issues that I have? Let me know down below in those comments. And if you like this sort of video and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos show up. With that, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.